Callaway with new materials, new face technology, probably the tops in the game at the moment. Could be the one.
Max D for 2026. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Myself and DZ here this week, talking very exciting new product launch. We are doing product reviews for the next couple. We've got some big things coming up. 2026 is going to be a huge year. And this week we're talking Callaway Quantum. Very, very anticipated and excited launch for Callaway. We've got some amazing tech to take you through. We're going to do some testing as well. DZ is going to be our guinea pig again. He's going to run through with a bunch of different models. I think it's important to announce that DZ does a lot of hitting for us. I'm currently injured at the moment, so don't worry about it. I will pick up some slack soon.
One day.
As soon as I'm fine, fit again and injury-free, will get me hitting some balls, so but appreciate you doing it. So with Callaway Quantum this year for 2026, we've got premium products coming out. We're going to take you through the top 3 models. We're going to go through the Max model. We've also got the Max D, and we've also got the new Triple Diamond as well. They are going to be adding...
two other ones, right?
Two more models. They're going to strengthen the deck a little. So there is a Triple Diamond Max coming in the near future, which we'll definitely do a video on. And there's also going to be a Mini as well.
Yes.
So Mini is an exciting one. There's a lot of tech in that, so stay tuned for that video. But in terms of Quantum goes, we had a good call with Callaway last week. We went through the product on them. For myself, working at Callaway for a long time, I was able to run through a lot of the tech and really get an understanding of the Callaway R&D process, how the supercomputer works. And they've come out swinging on this one. They've got a whole new face on this driver. We'll talk through some of the models individually. But in terms of the tech on the face this year, that new Triforce Face, they're blending titanium. They've got a poly mesh on the face. There's also carbon in there as well. And they've managed to thin the titanium out by 74%. So this really is a very advanced face. Callaway all about their face topology, that AI face on there. It's all about getting forgiveness and off-center hits, ball speed retention, and then spin retention across the face as well, which ultimately that's what gives you forgiveness. That really does. So more face mapping on the back of the drivers, more materials. So without further ado, let's jump into it. We'll do a bit more tech on these, but let's get hitting some balls, pal. All right, easy. Let's get 5 with this one, pal. Let's get as much feedback as we can. Good opening there, bud.
For hitting it as low on the face as I did, it's done pretty well.
All right, what do you think of that one? Second one of the day there, in 300 already?
I'd say the big takeaway is I can hit it probably in the 2 death zones, so low heel and high toe, and you don't lose pretty much anything in terms of ball speed. I would say the biggest misconception people have is they think they can buy forgiveness. You know, they think they can just buy, or they don't know how to define forgiveness. They think it's with loft, or they think it's with head size, or they think it's with shaft. Forgiveness is about how the face flexes on off-center hits. That is the #1 thing with forgiveness. Would you agree with that?
100%.
It's if you can create ball speed off-center hits. And Callaway with new materials, new face technology, probably the tops in the game at the moment. Just...
yeah, I think with
really good for that.
With the added stability of the new face there, right? So influencing with a little bit of poly mesh and a bit of carbon, what they're able to do is reduce the effects of gear effect.
Oh, I roasted that one too.
Some good strikes here, bud.
I'd say that's probably what I'd expect on a centered strike for a Callaway. They tend to fall more right, whether because they're flatter or they're just not as drawwise as some other clubs.
What's interesting there is you increased your spin rate and increased your ball speed, so 400 up on spin, 4 miles an hour up on ball there. Middle strike. Not the classic DZ toe strike we're accustomed to.
Finding the neck today, so I woke up on the other side of the bed.
We've got to use all that face, right? We're trying to talk about how consistent the face is, so man of the people, DZ.
Man of the people.
So good ball speed retention here though.
If you're going to look at purely on ball speed, it's done really well not to deviate too much.
Now we know from seeing you hit balls that when anyone's watching who's seen us in a few videos, you do like to catch a slight bit of toe strike there, right? So you sort of drop it from the in and get that toe turning over. For you, a nice toe strike gets that spin down, that head turning over, right? Right-handed golfer, big forehand and a tennis racket there. What I really like here is that even with the face open and the strikes slightly out of the heel, you're actually seeing a gain in ball speed.
Gained in ball speed there. Usually don't see that.
It's a lovely strike there. Let's talk about the sound of the driver. Definitely
It's different.
against the lead, it definitely sounds a little bit more muted. Elite, they pitched it up a little bit last year, especially at Triple Diamond. That was one of the noisiest Triple Diamonds we've seen in a while.
I would say
it's got a real nice thud to it, especially here in the studio. It sounds really good.
Sound was good on the driver. What do you think compared to Elite?
I think from back here, I'm hearing a less tinny sound. Elite was definitely a little bit livelier. Sounds like they pitched it up a touch. For Callaway, very rare, obviously. They went away from the 360 carbon chassis last year. It has returned in Triple Diamond this year, but they haven't got it. I think that's mostly to do with that carbon behind the face. I think thinning out the titanium and getting way less deflection on the head, right? So they're talking about less energy escaping out of the ball. Pretty much what Jailbreak used to do. Jailbreak was all about retaining energy in the head and not letting it escape and putting it straight back into the ball. I think that's a huge part of what they've done this year, and by changing the sort of construction of the face and making it more forgiving, we're getting a new sound from it as well. So
sounds good.
Look good so far, but it sounds pretty good too.
Let's do it. Let's try next one here.
Let's try the Max D now, shall we?
Max D, yeah. Driver number 2. So we're in Max D now. 2 main things I noticed. Size actually looks pretty good for a Max D driver. No adjustable weight port on the back on this one here, Chris.
Good spot, pal.
What do they call it?
APW, adjustable perimeter weighting. So you've got a neutral and a draw weight in the standard model, and you can obviously flip those around, so it sits under the hood there. Right at the very back of the chassis. They take it off for the Max D. Now, the Max D inherently, it's got a little more draw bias to it in terms of lie angle. We go from 57 in the Triple Diamond to the standard. Can you see 2 up there?
Yep, it is noticeably a touch more toe up, which some people like the look of upright. Some people need upright, so it's great to give consumers a different look, I think.
So a lot of that weight is in house, so it's right into the heel there, and you've also got the lie angle there, so we're just helping with face to path there, right? So knowing that we've got a few out there to the right with the core model, let's see what for you happens here. I'm intrigued for this one because you've got a lot of players like. Remember when AI Smoke first came out, Minwoo Lee, Alex Nor, and those kind of guys? They actually put the draw model in play to help their start direction. So let's see how you react.
Alex Nor did the same thing as well.
Start of the season, yeah. Got a couple of wins as well.
Speak of the devil.
I mean, that's coming back online nicely for you, right?
Big thing I noticed is no drop in ball speed as well. No drop in efficiency. A lot of brands in the past to make a oversized draw bias model is they typically would sacrifice on ball speed. So you get the...
It's actually faster than a couple of hits you had with the core model there.
So you get the straight, but you lose the speed, but there's nothing there.
Great ball there.
6'4".
That is a classic DZ there. That's what he likes to see, ladies and gentlemen. One thing to mention on a draw model as well, a lot of consumers will definitely be forgiven for thinking as soon as a draw model is released from any brand, any of the big 4, let's say, a lot of people think, oh, they're just trying to stop slice, right? It's not just for someone who slices the ball. For someone like you, we said in previous videos, you like to send it down the right a little bit and know it's going to come back. If we give you a driver that doesn't allow you to do that, that can get in your kitchen a little bit. So for you here, we're not looking at, right, let's just stop him slicing the ball. It's actually shot shape correction.
Correct.
And it's also start line correction as well. Nobody says that when you bend your irons 2 degrees up, you've gone into a more forgiving model. You've just changed lie angle. I'll tell you what, DZ.
This could be the one.
Max D for 2026.
That's what the D stands for, right?
Little Christmas present. Interesting, we're seeing dynamic lie angle change as well, and we'll run some numbers after we've done the hit and portion. But your strike locations on this one, world class.
And people always think strike location is it's either the shaft or they think it's just human error. The head has a big influence in that. The size of it, the weight of it. Wouldn't you agree with that? The head is a big part of striking in the middle.
All we're seeing really here, though, we're holding at 460, so everything's the same. It's just a lie angle change and a CG change.
Oh, that was severely off the toe.
Okay.
Severely.
Let's use all that face.
Just want to find all the face.
That's what it's there for, pal. All right, so first one away from the middle there. And
that's
not overall catastrophic results. You started the ball right as you planned to do. You've dropped your backspin with that high strike, right? And then obviously the toe's taking it down, so you just geared it a little bit more. But ultimately, with the correction on it and the overall flight, we've not moved the ball that much.
For a strike is that bad, it's actually a good result. Same thing, touch high in the face. been no drop off in ball speed, nothing.
So we can see here from some of the numbers we've got in so far. Now at the top here in green, this is, just want to break down some of the individual hits. This is the core model, this is Max, and then Max D is down here in grey. So obviously we've got a little bit of jump on spin with the core model, right? We do have slightly slower ball speed, overall height as well as a little bit higher, so we're 88 feet in the air carrying at 261. Like I said before, you can bite a lot more of the golf course off with a lot more consistency and control with the Max D. So I think that's a big learning curve there. You're getting more consistency and spin retention or ball speed retention from the draw model. So really like what Callaway have done this year. They've taken the standard model and they've just gone over the top with it. This is definitely not your slices club. All my time at Callaway, I definitely made sure people were aware that it's not a slice model, like we said earlier, right? It's for the golfer who's looking for the most shot shape correction. Like we said, there's no APW in there, so you can't flip the weight over. It's a lie angle adjustment and a CG internal adjustment here. If we look at what you're delivering here now, pretty consistently in to out with the club face open. There's only one time you had the club face closed in the whole test. So like we said before, this isn't just shut the face every single time. It's to influence your start direction. But we can see that with the core model, we're 2.3 degrees open with a loft of 14.6 on average, with a couple high, couple low. And then we've got 0.6 open, so really good club face control there. And then we brought your launch down by, well, your dynamic loft, your presented loft down by 3.5 degrees. So at the exact same loft, we've got nearly a mile an hour faster ball speed. Looking pretty good there, pal.
Just face.
So what we'll look at now is triple diamond. Let's see what we can get out of the diamond this year. Elite triple diamond, one driver of the year for, I believe it was Golf Monthly early on. They came out swinging. So
really good driver.
Let's see how
triple diamond.
Big one in the bay for us too.
Yep.
All right, DZ. So triple diamond. This was a big one in the bay for us with Elite this year. I'm personally excited to hit this one. A bit of a different appearance. We don't have as much grey on the bottom. Obviously, slightly smaller head again, being very triple diamond. Yeah. Again, they have not changed the lie angle, so we're back to 57 here, right?
If I can make a comment,
they used to flatten them off. They don't anymore.
It still looks really flat, and I don't know if it's just the shaping of it or the psychological part of hitting a triple diamond, but it looks flatter.
A little confirmation bias coming from RDZ here.
Could be.
Love it.
I do notice they actually go back to the APW in this one here.
Yeah. Good observation there. Triple diamonds of the past there weren't actually adjustable, right? You could take the weight up and down, but now we can move the weight around. So we've got a fade setting for the golfer that wants that, and we've got a neutral setting. So
and it's only 2 weight ports. It's funny how in triple diamond, their neutral is weight in the heel, whereas the core model, they call their weight in the heel setting their draw setting. It's got some thoughts on that one there.
Interested to see how we can interact this in the bay this year.
Oh, I love that sound.
Sounds different, huh?
Yeah.
Back to the 360 carbon chassis and triple diamond. So different makeup, same as last year. So a lot of people noticed last year that the actual crown of the driver looked different, right? So they went from that matte finish to that gloss. We still got our gloss high finish on the top of triple diamond this year, but it still does have that 360 chassis on there. Feel and sound.
Oh, I healed that. 3-degree launch. For a result low on the blade like that.
All right, first impressions, pal. A few swings in.
The sound is really good. The looks are really good. It's definitely coming in, and I know I didn't hit 2 of those great. It comes in flatter. And again, that's just CG on the face and the low spin properties of it henceforth.
I think it's important to note this year that all of the weights on all of the heads at the back, the APWs, they have come down. Right? They went for heavier weights in Elite, so they pitched it back a little bit. I think that's why we saw higher launch and higher spin. This year, especially with triple diamond, we don't have as much weight towards the rear port of the head. Obviously, you can change the weights, but we're noticing straight away with you here, this is one of the things I was thinking in the back of my mind before we started swinging, is we're going to see this thing come out lower, and it definitely is, right? If you imagine like CG on the face, we've definitely bumped that towards the face here, and we've brought your strike location down. We've brought your initial launch down and your spin rate as well. But ball speed retention is there. For the keener eye at home as well, you'll notice that Did a few shaft tests over the last few weeks, and Dawson was using an Acro shaft. I noticed Ventus Blue has made its way into the bag nicely here. He couldn't quite let that one go. We talked about that one for a few days after, and it's haunting his dreams. So
it's
in play.
It's here to stay. I would say first thing I noticed is just peak height, and most of that in this case comes from launch angle. Actually, I'm historically a low launch, just low ball hitter. Again, I'm getting good spin retention for hitting it as low as I do, and speed is staying up.
Yeah,
but
it's just a launch story here, isn't it?
It's just a launch story right now, and that's
being in 10.5. We're looking at it thinking, right, we're up on loft anyway. We've got you in your stock shaft, your Ventus 6. It's just a launch story here versus the others.
And I'm hitting them good. I'm not hitting them super low either. Okay, and that same high toe strike that I did with Max and Max D, just because of the lower spin and the lower launch properties, I just can't get enough lift out of that one.
All right, pal, well, there's our 3 heads in there, right? So let's just do a quick summary of them all, then we'll do some deeper numbers. But triple diamond, no surprise, there's our lowest spinner, right? What's interesting enough is that you had the least amount of side spin on the ball. So by moving CG forward in the face, you actually have a lot less east to west dispersion on the ball, right? So that axis on the golf ball there. Now, have we maximized carry? Probably haven't, compared to the D model and even to the core model, right? So we've got a least amount of carry, and that's just like we said, a launch story, right?
Purely launch.
And if we look at our dispersion overall on the face, we've got, first model out, we had the core model, they're a bit more fade to it. Draw model, you brought it back online, and then the triple diamond, I think with a bit of reaction to the face angle on that one you were looking, I think maybe you're just trying to turn her over a little bit. Yeah. So we just saw a little bit of drop in launch and a little bit of drop in dynamics. So if we just look real quick here, in terms of loft presented on the face, 14.6 with the core model, 11.1, and we drop into a little bit of red alert here. We're at 9.3, so you're in a 10.5 degree driver there. With 9.3 degrees of loft presented. So we're just in a little bit of hot water there. Clubhead speed came down a little bit as well, so it's just making life a bit tougher for you there. And then club path, you're definitely majority into out. You hit one bang on 0-0, so kudos for that one. First one, you actually went across a little bit, so you're just searching a little bit more for the triple diamond. Overall here, we do have with the triple diamond, we got to give props to Callaway on that one. Their ball speed retention on triple diamond is very, very good.
It's very good. I remember hearing it from the guys. The biggest thing they're emphasizing is it's fast, and it certainly is fast, and it's fast across the face, which is great. For certain players, that's going to help them a lot, and it does help me here in this case. There's just certain models that, I've got no business hitting a driver 45 feet in the air, but it's certainly very fast. It lives up to the name of being a very fast driver.
You led me to height perfectly there, pal. So we've got 88 on the core model, 71 in terms of feet on the draw model, and then 45, lowest of 33.
Yeah.
I think if we went and played the old course of St Andrews on a windy day, wind coming out of the right on 1, I think you could bunt that thing around all day. But
all day.
Where we are playing golf here, let's get the ball up in the air, keep the ball speed high. Ball speed winner, triple diamond. But
triple diamond.
Is it effective ball speed?
Correct. I always say ball speed has to be functional. It has to be paired with the right launch conditions. Anytime you're delivering single-digit amount of loft for a driver, no matter what loft you're playing, you're probably in the danger zone unless you've got crazy amounts of speed or very, very good and clean technique. Triple diamond fast. I'm not going to create enough loft and launch conditions out of it. Max D, actually, it came out of nowhere, and actually, it's the best one.
All right, easy. What do you think of the new Callaway lineup for 2026?
Very, very impressed with new face technology. Every year, a company, especially with drivers, they have a story. This year, I would say it's all going to be about the face technology. So the 3 different materials they've packed into all their models. It certainly helps with creating and retaining a lot of ball speed. And at the end of the day, your potential as a driver is dependent on your ball speed. How far you can hit it, how high you can hit it. You've got to pair it with good launch conditions, but that's why they create 3 different models, right? So
something for everybody.
Very, very impressed.
One thing I really liked as well, it's got a bigger logo this year.
Yeah.
Don't know if that comes across on camera at all. Make sure you check it out, guys.
Yeah.
But it's got a big old Callaway logo on there. No chevron. to be one thing to notice. But the Callaway footprint on the driver is much bigger this year, like quite considerable. They usually put it out by the toe a little bit. So visually, I really like it, and I like the fact that they've gone away from, they've got that kind of moon grey on the two models, on the Core and the Max D, and then much darker, sort of meaner kind of, dark side driver for the Triple Diamond this year. So I think it looks really good. I really like the aesthetics of this one. I think it's going to have good shelf appeal. I think we're going to have a good year with it in the base. Seeing those numbers of Max D, we'll do an update on this later in the season, guys. But let's not sleep on that Max D. I think we're going to be trying that a few more for golfers we think that wouldn't even need it. You're not a slicer of the golf ball by any means.
Certainly not.
DZ draws the ball, and it just made it a lot easier for you to do, right?
It proves why fitting is important and why you can't buy things off the shelf and just think it's going to work out. Every year models are different. Every year, your swing may be different. It's so important to go through the testing process.
All right, guys. Well, we've got a load of tech there for you. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll put absolutely everything. We'll put a full breakdown in the video as well of all the new technology and the drivers this year and everything we've spoken about. Stay tuned for more. We're going to run a few more Callaway things this year as we go through the season. We've got some really exciting products in the pipeline from these guys. Please do like and subscribe to the channel. Please comment anything you want to see in the future. And we'll see you on the next one.